Hello everyone and welcome back. I know it's been a while since I've had a video out, but we're getting back into the swing of things here. This is a Centipede board, which I have got onto the bench, and before I really even thought about getting the camera out, I went ahead and pulled the black tops off of the sockets. I'm replacing the sockets. This one, let me get the camera and do a little close-up pointing. Never mind my sniffles and stuff. I am on the back end of my second bout with COVID. So, yeah. I'm about on day 6 of recovery now, and today is the first day in a week that I've really felt like doing anything. So, came out and messed with this thing today. We have a burnt edge, and it's only on the one side. The board is very dirty. Like I said, the sockets, the crystal was half broken, so I just, finished it off, and we'll replace that. I pulled the thing off, and we'll replace it. This is the first Centipede board I've had to mess with in quite a while. You can see this is a little burnt, but it's not bad on this side. So that'll be an easy fix. The board's not super charred here either, so we should get a good... We'll clean that up and get a good stick down on a new copper tape with a little glue to help it. We'll wash this board really good. We got some regulators here that I'll replace, as always. I might freshen up some of these power rail caps. I don't bother with the signal caps. They're not leaky, so they look like they are Nichicon caps, original Nichicon caps, so those are good caps. I may not replace any of them. I don't know. I'll probably replace this one and this one. Those two, and I don't know, maybe a couple of the power rails, but I'm not really too concerned with those caps. Yeah, so then we'll do some maintenance work, replace these sockets, get it put back together, plug it in and see what we get. So I'll go ahead and do some of that maintenance stuff off of camera. Maybe when I come back in a snap, this thing will be socketed, and maybe we'll be ready to work on this. So yeah, I'm not going to bore you with the cleaning the board and all that kind of stuff and doing sockets and whatnot. Yeah, so, alright. We will be back. Alright, we have all of the sockets removed. I removed the crystal, cleared it out. Removed this glob of solder that was up here. Just kind of cleared that off. Ready for fixing. And I need to take the board in the house. We're going to wash this thing up really good. Get all the dirt off of it. This thing is covered in dust. So we'll get it washed up and ready to move forward. Okay, this board has been repaired, completely refurbed, new sockets everywhere. I replaced the 2 regulators up here. I repaired that broken, burned up track. And put a new crystal in it. 12.096. And we're ready to go. So let's go ahead and fire this thing up. Oh, and I got my new logic probe that I bought. I got tired of my intermittent problems with the other one I had, so I picked this one up off of Amazon. 20 bucks. And it is resetting. Yeah. Garbage on the screen, reset. Okay. And if we take our new logic probe, yeah, that is the reset line. Okay. 37 is our clock. Nice. 39 is the CPU produced clock, basically output clock. That's good. I believe 4 is an interrupt line. Good. I don't know what 6 is, but yeah, so CPU signals seem to be looking okay. I do need to get the schematic out and do a little more thorough looking at that. But since we got our nice new logic probe, let's go ahead and just do some basic probing around. Let's probe these address buffers. I believe that's what they are. And then you have a data buffer here, a data driver. And that may be, I don't know. I have to look at the schematic, but I think it's just the data driver from the CPU out to the board. I think. Maybe the RAM come back through it. I would say that the data from the ROMs are probably tied directly to the CPU. And then this isolates the system from that. Would be my guess. But let's just go ahead and this is that's a latch. This is a 244. And I can't read that. Yeah, so this is a 244 that might interface with the electrically programmable or electrically alterable ROM here. Who knows? So let's go ahead and just start probing around a little bit. Okay. Just start looking at some of these. Always enabled. Always enabled. You know, the address buffers are always enabled. So I'm going to go through one at a time, the input and its output. One at a time. So what we see on this side, we should also see on the other side. Okay. Okay. That one sounds right. Looks and sounds right. Okay. This one now. Okay. That seems good. Well, those all seem good. I don't see no problem there. So this thing, let's just kind of probe on this guy. And this one's a little more difficult to really tell if anything's going wrong. This is the enable pin. And the direction pin is right here. Now let's just compare each side to each side. And it's, like I said, it's hard to really logic probe these drivers like this out. But it's easy if something's stuck either high or low. And that's basically all you're able to really do with a logic probe, is see if anything's stuck low or stuck high. Alright. So far nothing too weird. Let's just probe on these two RAM chips. Okay, interesting. Yeah, there's something up with this RAM. Because, yeah, when I probe this RAM, I get weirdness. My guess is this RAM is bad. Because it just, whenever I probe this, it starts going crazy. Okay, so, yeah. Getting weirdness. And from getting on that RAM chip, I'm getting all kinds of craziness now. So, I'm going to go ahead, put the fluke on this thing. I do have my fluke signatures here for the ROMs. And then I know this is 0 to 3FF. And I believe this RAM, the playfield RAM, I believe, I don't know. But I've got it all right here. So let's get the fluke out and put it on this thing and see what it tells us. My guess is this RAM is no good right here. Yeah. Okay. Alright, well, after having the fluke on this thing, I found that I could not read this ROM. These ones were fine. I did not even check the RAM. But I got as far as this, and I could not read this. But I took this ROM, and I put this ROM in this spot, and the ROM read fine, so I knew it was the spot, not the ROM. And it turns out I found there was a bad trace on data bit 7. So I jumped data bit 7 over to here, and it connected it to the bus. So, yeah, I don't know. Weird. But, yep. Now we have data bit 7 connected in circuit, so the ROM should be fine. So let's hook this thing back up. I'm going to put the fluke back on it, go over my RAM checks, and go from there. Yeah. I just went ahead and put the fluke up, put the CPU back in it, put the original Pokey back in it, turned it on, and it works. And what I remembered now is I could not, with the fluke, for whatever reason on this board, on Centipede, I have to ground my cable in order to read and do RAM shorts and stuff. And I did not have my cable grounded. I just remembered that after I turned this on and seen that it was working. I was like, oh yeah, I can do the ROMs, but whenever, and the same thing with Tempest. Tempest was the same way. I could never do RAM checks on my Repro 6502 pod without grounding that shielded cable. So anyway, that's it. I put this thing together and it's working fine. So really, this was just all maintenance, replacing the sockets, and then had that one bad trace, and that was, I don't know, I don't remember wrecking any traces, but that's neither here nor there. Whatever. I found it with the fluke, thankfully. Fixed that. All of these sockets, these two regulators up here, crystal, these two sockets, yeah, so, and fix that broken up, that burnt up trace up here on the edge connector, and that's it. And I was able to, when I had the fluke on this, I was able to read these two switches perfectly and mess with the dip switches and change the value on the fluke and stuff, so I knew I didn't have a problem reading the switches and stuff. Yeah, so anyway, that is it. I'll go ahead and set this thing up and we'll play a game of Centipede really quick and call it good. Okay, let's go ahead and fire it up, coin it up, and start. Darn it! Man, I suck. Well, I can't play it like this now. There you go. Centipede Classic. In every sense of the word, a true classic. Centipede. That's going to do it, guys. We'll let this one sit and run for a few hours. It is 5:10, so about 8 o'clock I'll call this one good. My 11624 will still be up there. And thanks for watching, and we will see you guys all on the next Classic Arcade Repair. Bye for now.